The moment you open your mouth to explain yourself, you've already lost. Think about it, an accusation comes, a subtle insult thrown at a dinner table, your competence being questioned in a meeting, someone you love twisting your words. You feel the heat rising in your chest, cortisol spikes. Your brain screams that you're being misunderstood, that the truth is being distorted, that you need to correct the situation immediately. So you speak, you explain, you defend yourself, you provide context, and in that exact moment, you place your throat into their hands. Because the world does not judge you by the accuracy of your words, it judges you by the desperation in your delivery. The one explaining bows down. The one defending accepts the other person's authority to judge them. The master of power dynamics, Niccolo Machiavelli, understood a brutal truth modern society tries to rip out of you. He knew power was never about being right. Power is about who holds the frame, and the moment you defend yourself, you enter their frame. You become the defendant in their courtroom. But what if you didn't? What if when the attack came, you did the one thing a manipulator fears more than anything else? Most people live their lives like emotional puppets, pulled by the strings of other people's opinions. Someone frowns, they apologize. Someone accuses, they explain. They live in a constant reactive state of defense, trying to prove they are good, intelligent, or worthy. This is a miserable way to exist. It is the slow suffocation of the soul. But there is another way. A way of moving through the world that is so detached, so sovereign, and so psychologically impenetrable that insults do not even bounce off you. They dissolve before they ever reach you. This is not about being cold. It is not about arrogance either. It is about a radical shift in where you derive your reality from. Today we are going to explore the psychology of not defending yourself, why your biology betrays you in these moments, and how to overcome it with a strategy Machiavelli would whisper into the ear of a prince. I'm going to show you how to instantly reverse the power dynamic, how to make the attacker question their own sanity, how to use silence not as an absence of noise but as a weapon of mass destruction against someone's ego. But be warned, this requires killing a part of yourself you have been feeding since childhood, the part begging to be understood, the side of you that needs permission. If you can kill that need, you become dangerous. You become untouchable. Let's begin. Why do you do this? Why is your first instinct to provide evidence of your innocence the moment someone challenges you? It all begins in childhood. Remember being 5 years old and getting accused of something by a parent or teacher. What was the only way to escape punishment? To explain yourself. I didn't break it. It fell. I didn't hit him. He hit me first. You learned that authority figures held the power to judge you, and that survival depended on convincing them you were good. The problem is that you grew up, but your soul did not. You walk through life projecting that authority figure onto everyone you meet. Your boss, your partner, a stranger online, even your enemies. And when you defend yourself to someone, subconsciously you are saying, "You are the judge, I am the child, please accept my defense so I can feel safe again." This smells like weakness. And human beings, primitive as we still are, can smell submission from miles away. Machiavelli wrote, "It is safer to be feared than loved." Translate that into modern social dynamics. It is safer to be respected than understood. When you rush to defend yourself, you prioritize being understood over being respected. Please understand me. Please see my intentions. But a king does not explain his commands to peasants. A lion does not explain itself to gazelles. The moment you start over-explaining, providing justifications, showing messages, digging up past events as evidence, you announce that your inner balance depends on their approval. You hand them the keys to your house, and once they have those keys, they can destroy the place whenever they want. This is the trap of the approval-seeking self. You believe that if you explain clearly enough, they will say, "Oh, now I understand. You were right. I was wrong." How often does that actually happen? Almost never, because the attack was never about facts. It was about power. They did not accuse you to discover the truth. They wanted to see if you would jump. And you jumped. The first step to becoming untouchable is realizing there is no courtroom. There is no judge, no jury. There is only you and your perception of reality. Once you stop viewing others as judges, accusations stop feeling like verdicts. They become opinions, and opinions are just noise. So what happens if you do not jump? Imagine someone throws a verbal dagger at you. You're unbelievably selfish right now. What would the old you say? No, I'm not. I did all these things for you yesterday. I'm just tired. Defensive. Weak. reactive. Now think about the Machiavellian approach. They say, "You're unbelievably selfish right now." You look at them. You maintain eye contact. You do not blink. Your face remains completely neutral. You let the silence hang in the air for 3, 4, 5 seconds. Do you know what happens in that silence? A psychological vacuum forms. The human brain fears silence during conflict. It signals a rupture in the social fabric. It shows that the other person is refusing to play the game. When you stay silent, you reflect their energy back onto them. You force them to sit inside the tension they created. Usually they begin unraveling. They start talking again to fill the void. So you're not selfish all the time, but you are right now. "Why are you looking at me like that?" They begin defending themselves against your silence. The power has reversed. This is the weaponized version of the gray rock method. You become a void, and a void cannot be attacked. You cannot punch fog. You cannot cut water. When you refuse to provide defensive resistance, the attack passes through you and leaves them unstable instead. This requires enormous self-control. Because inside you, your ego screams, "Respond. Say something clever." You must keep that dog on a leash. Machiavelli understood that the most powerful person in the room is the unreadable one. When you defend yourself, you reveal your values. You reveal what hurts you. You expose which buttons can be pushed. You scream, "I'm not stupid." Now they know intelligence is your insecurity. "I'm not a bad person." Now they know morality is your weak point. Silence reveals nothing. It is a dark mirror. When they look into it, they see only the reflection of their own aggression. That makes them uncomfortable. They begin to feel judged. And the irony is that you have not said a single word. Sometimes silence is not enough. Sometimes situations require words, but never defensive words. If you must speak, you do not push against force. You pull it. You use the aikido of conversation. In dark psychology, there is a concept called agree and amplify. This creates cognitive dissonance in the attacker. When someone accuses you of something ridiculous, defending yourself shows that you take the accusation seriously. It implies the accusation deserves an answer. Instead, lean into it. Exaggerate it. Turn it into a caricature. The attacker says, "You're obsessed with money, you're greedy." Defensive you. "No, I'm not. I just want to provide for my family." Predictable. Weak. Machiavellian you. "You caught me. Every Tuesday I swim in a vault of gold coins like Scrooge McDuck. It's becoming a real problem." You say it with a straight face or a slight smirk. What did you just do? You refused to be offended. You showed that you are not insecure about the topic. You transformed a serious attack into a joke. You declared that you are the one framing reality. This disarms the attacker. They wanted to stab you. You took the knife and started peeling apples with it. This is mastery performed through play. And mastery expressed through play is the ultimate form of high status. It is like a parent watching a child throw a tantrum. You do not get angry at the child. You do not argue with them. The drama becomes amusing because you know you are safe. But when you defend yourself, you kneel down and start screaming alongside the child. Do not do that. Stand up. Look down from above. Smile. In the 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene speaks about the 25th law. Recreate yourself. Part of that means rejecting the identity others try to force onto you. When they label you, they are trying to place you inside a box. If you fight the box, you are still interacting with it. If you mock the box, you destroy it. You're so arrogant. I prefer to call it irresistibly confident, but you can call it whatever you want. You only care about yourself. I'm working on that. I'll add you to the list of people I care about next year. This is ruthless, detached, and incredibly attractive. Why? Because it demonstrates wholeness. You do not need their approval to know who you are. Someone who knows they are generous laughs when called selfish. Someone who knows they are intelligent laughs when called stupid. If you become defensive, it is because deep down you fear they might be right. That is the shadow work you must do. Let's go deeper into the philosophy of interaction. Every conversation has a hidden architecture. In conflict, there is usually a judge and a defendant. The judge asks, "Why did you do that? What were you thinking? Who do you think you are?" The defendant answers. The one asking questions holds the power. The one answering loses status. The deadliest Machiavellian move is refusing the role of defendant and taking the role of judge instead. You do this by answering a question with another question, or by analyzing their behavior instead of defending your own. Them. Why are you always late?
Defensive you. There was traffic, my alarm didn't go off.
Status loss. Machiavellian you. Why does my arrival time affect your emotional state so deeply? Do you see the shift? Now we are no longer talking about the clock. We are talking about their emotional balance, their reactions. You turn the spotlight back onto them. Them. You're ridiculous. Machiavellian you. What makes you feel the need to use labels like that to communicate your point? You are psychoanalyzing them in real time. This drives manipulators insane. They want to see you on the defensive. Instead, you circle around them and observe them like a specimen in a jar. That's an interesting way to interpret it. Does saying that make you feel better? You seem deeply invested in this. These sentences are shields. They acknowledge the sound coming out of the other person's mouth without accepting ownership of its content. This is a boundary, a verbal force field. This is your burden, not mine. Carry it yourself. And this is not merely a technique. It is a spiritual posture. It is realizing that other people's perception of you is not your responsibility. Their anger is their problem. Their disappointment is theirs to manage. When you defend yourself, you try to carry their emotional baggage. You try to regulate their feelings for them. Let everyone carry their own weight. Now for the paradox. Sometimes the most aggressive, most powerful move you can make is to agree, but not in the way you think. This is not submissive agreement. This is abyssal agreement. Imagine someone yelling at you, listing your flaws, trying to start a fight. You look directly into their eyes and calmly say, "You're right." Then you fall silent. "You're right, sometimes I am difficult." "You're right, I handled that terribly." This is called fogging. What happens when you throw a stone into fog? Nothing. No sound. No impact. The stone disappears. When you agree with an attacker, you steal their momentum. They charge at a door they think is locked. When the door swings open, they fall flat on their face. They want resistance. Resistance justifies their anger. Agreement neutralizes it. But here is the subtlety. You agree with the truth inside what they said, without accepting the shame they are trying to attach to it. Admitting a mistake is not the same as accepting character assassination. You ruined this report, you're incompetent. Defense. I'm not incompetent, the data was wrong. Power move. You're right. There are mistakes in the report, I'm fixing them. Did you notice? You intentionally ignored the rest. You never addressed the incompetent part. You ignored the insult and focused only on the truth. You took responsibility for the action without accepting the identity. That demonstrates enormous confidence. Someone secure in their competence can admit mistakes easily. Insecure people fight endlessly to prove they did nothing wrong. Confident people say, "Yes, that was my mistake," and move on. From a Machiavellian perspective, this completely disarms the enemy. If you drop your sword, they look foolish standing there still holding theirs. You remove the wind from their sails. They appear hysterical while you appear grounded and composed. And in the long run, history is written by the calm. But none of this works as a technique alone. If your voice shakes while saying these things, if your eyes dart away, if your energy screams, "Please love me," you will fail. In dark psychology, communication is 20% words and 80% nonverbal posture. You must build the internal structure capable of holding silence. Which brings us back to the shadow. Why does it hurt when someone attacks you? Because they are touching a wound that already exists. If I told you your skin was green, you would not become angry. You would think I was insane. You would not defend yourself. You would laugh. But if I say, "You are a failure," and you become defensive, it is because part of you fears I may be right. The greatest defense is not verbal. It is self-knowledge. It is looking into your own darkness, owning your flaws, and integrating your shadow. If you know you can be selfish and someone calls you selfish, sometimes you simply say, "Yes." If you know you can be cruel and someone calls you cruel, you say, "I can be." You cannot shame someone who has already accepted themselves. You cannot expose a woman who has nothing left to hide. That is what it means to become untouchable. It means integrating the parts of yourself others try to weaponize against you. You become transparent. Light passes through you. Arrows pass through you. You are no longer a fortress that needs defending. You become the wind. Now comes the challenge. For the next 7 days, you are going to play a game. The game is called no defense. No matter what happens, no matter how small the accusation is, you are forbidden from explaining yourself. If you are late, say, "I'm late." Do not provide a reason. If you spill your coffee, say, "I spilled my coffee." Do not blame the cup. If someone misunderstands you, let them misunderstand you. Sit in the fire of that discomfort. Feel the urge to correct the perception. Feel the desire to manage how others see you. Feel the craving to appear good. Then let that urge turn to ash. Watch how people react when you stop playing the game. First, you will see confusion, then respect, then a strange magnetism, because people are drawn to certainty, and nothing radiates certainty louder than a person who does not feel the need to explain their existence. You are reclaiming your energy. You are sealing the leaks in your soul. You are stepping out of the role of the child and into the role of the sovereign. The world will try to pull you back. It will provoke you into reacting. The world loves reactions. Do not give it one. Protect your mystery. Protect your power. Protect your silence. And if this philosophy speaks to the darker, deeper part of your mind that is exhausted from performing for others, then you already know what you need to do. Follow it. Not because I want you to, but because in a world full of predators, you no longer want to be prey.